So welcome to Whispers from the Hearth.com. Welcome back to the space where we explore the deeper layers of what it means to be human, to love, to grow, and to evolve. Today, we're opening a powerful conversation around something that touches every single one of our lives: relationships. Not just romantic relationships, but the full spectrum. Our connections with others, with ourselves, and with the world around us. Because what if relationships are not just part of life, but actually the mechanism through which we evolve? What if every interaction, every trigger, every moment of connection or disconnection is shaping our nervous system, our identity, and our capacity for love, wealth, and expansion? In a world that often prioritizes independence and self-sufficiency, we're here to explore a deeper truth: that we are wired for connection, and that relationships are not a distraction from our path, they are the path. So today we're diving into why relationships are essential for human evolution, how they mirror our inner world, and how they invite us into greater levels of awareness, responsibility, and embodiment. So let's begin. My guest today is Michelle. Michelle is the widow of the late Dr. Bill Deagle, who completed his residency in internal and family medicine and dedicated his life to serving others with compassion, integrity, and excellence. Deeply loved by his patients, Dr. Deagle cared for every individual, regardless of their economic or social standing, earning a reputation as an exceptional physician and a trusted advocate for health and healing. Throughout his distinguished medical career, Dr. Deagle was a member of the Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, along with numerous other professional organizations. Following his retirement from clinical practice in 2006, he founded NutriMedical and launched the NutriMedical Report, a nationally recognized radio program where he educated and inspired thousands by integrating traditional medicine with nutritional science through his nutraceutical formulations. A man of unwavering faith, Dr. Deagle never ended a broadcast without giving thanks and praise to God. His mission was never one he walked alone. Beginning in the early 1980s, Michelle stood faithfully beside him as his partner in life and ministry, supporting his vision and helping expand the reach of his work. Today, Michelle continues to honor Dr. Deagle's legacy by carrying forward the NutriMedical nutraceutical line and the values they built together. She joins us today to share her perspective on the importance of relationships, partnership, and living a life rooted in faith, purpose, and service. Welcome, Michelle, and welcome my co-host, Vincent. Nice to have you guys.
Nice to be here.
Very good to be here.
Yeah, very good to be here, isn't it?
It is.
Now, we will tend to try to talk to each other because that's what we do.
That's
Sure.
Whenever Vincent calls, I know I'm on the phone for a long time because it's so interesting. And of course, you've listened to so many of Dr. Bill's shows that, you remember things that I don't. I was just on once a week.
Were you? I was wondering, yeah, because I watched him for years as well, but I was trying to think if I'd ever witnessed your share on it, but I
Well, it was the most popular hour of the week.
It actually was.
It was my hour, and it was from 12 to 1. And it was popular not because of me, but it was popular because I was the only one that could slow Bill down. What I would bring to the show is other people, relationships, other people's emails, other people's questions, and they would listen to the show, and I would ask Dr. Bill, and of course he would always give awesome answers.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's so cool then, because then you had a lot of interaction with all the people that listened. That's great.
Yes, I'm the person that's always, available on the phone kind of thing. But most people were just emailing their question. They wanted me to read it on the air, and then Bill would answer it. And that's why it was the best one, besides the fact that it was a little bit funny because no one else could get him to be quiet, to
my
get a
God.
word in edgewise. But of course, being his wife, I learned that very early.
Well, good, because you're going to be able to tell us more through the questions that I've got ready for you. So I've got a slew. Are you ready for me?
I'm ready for you. And okay, I
Okay.
was just saying, it's so interesting that you gave all of Bill's accolades,
I
but you don't
know.
know anything about me.
I know. So do you want to
So,
share?
well, yeah,
Okay.
because it's kind of important to see, how we came together, which was in my late 20s, and Bill would have been about 31. And when we met, we fell in love. It was like, okay, this is it. You see someone and you say, I've known you all my life.
Oh,
It was like that. And I was a stockbroker with Merrill Lynch. So if you have any stock questions, feel free to do so. Not like I still am, obviously. But it was interesting because Bill was so generous to his staff that his medical practice, he was just out of medical school and everything, he wasn't hardly paying himself. Like he needed somebody that had a financial background that would come in there and not let him drown. Because anyway, so that's where I just thought that was important because I was always the financial end of NutriMedical.
well, and it's always so neat to get to meet the partner and the spouse, because I just think women bring such a grounding influence to,
That's the word.
especially
Yes.
a force of nature like he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like of all the people I'm given in life to tame, Bill Deagle. Like,
Well,
wow.
and I'm so proud of you because you really had quite a big task.
I did, but I'll tell you something about Bill before we even, get into it. A more loving man, a better husband. I'm going to cry. I don't even want to think about it because he was so good to me. I was the bossy one. I'm the one, like, telling him what to do.
Well, you have to be, because when they're heart-based like that, you have
Yeah,
no choice.
yeah. So we want to get into the questions
I
because I
do, and
tend
thank
to.
you, and thank you for adding that share, because I wanted so much to bring you into it in the right way, and I think we'll get that through these questions to really understand more about the depth of what you brought to the partnership and relationship, and
Annie,
it's going to be fun to hear what you say.
may I turn on the air conditioning?
Totally.
Yeah, it's got to go down more. We're having a heat wave here. So I
Hear that?
excuse me, it's right
Okay,
there, around the corner. You can look at Bill.
that's so
Look at
cute.
Bill over here. Here we go.
I turn mine off too because it gets too noisy. And Vincent, you don't ever turn yours on, do you?
It's on now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's on now, but
Well, you know what?
I'm pretty far away from any of the vents, so I don't think it'll make any noise
So
here.
what's hot for you guys? Like if you're saying you're hot, what's really hot for you?
Oh gosh, I'm Canadian born, so
Uh,
I don't like anything out of the 70s kind of thing. But talking about controlling, before we got our solar, Bill would have the air conditioning because he would get hot, and he would put it down, and then and I turn it on, I turn it off, he turn it on, I turn it off, and now we got solar. He solved that. He said, "Let's get solar."
yay. I'm glad, because I don't ever get to talk to people. I see solar around, but I never get to talk to people to find out how much it assists. So that's cool to hear that it really does help.
Oh, I don't have a bill. I don't have a bill usually, and sometimes I even get a credit. So, and this is a 4,000 some square foot house.
Wow. So that's great. Okay.
And if you live in California, where everything is triple the price of the rest of the country.
Right.
Okay, dear, I know you're trying to get something done here. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm completely not, there's no try here, and I'm completely grateful for your effervescence. Okay, here we go. From your lived experience, why are relationships essential to human evolution, not just personal happiness?
Oh, relationships are everything, as you just said. everything. Why are we even here? Except for relationships, and the big thing I think of first is what Jesus said is to treat everyone like yourself and go through life that way. Every relationship you have, if possible, it sounds like a boop boopy doo thing, but just taking that advice and living it every day is what Bill tried to do and did very well. And I'm still trying. But
I'm sure you did just
I
as
don't know.
well.
Well, I have, like Vincent, an empathy for people.
Mhm.
Do you have that? You probably do, Annie, the same
I
thing.
do, but I think
Yeah.
I can also be, what do I want to say? There's a part of me that can be like a tough love kind of person, like more, I've worked a lot in volunteer work. I worked with women ex-offenders at one point. And
Oh, yeah.
there's a structure and a set of boundaries and formats that I think are really vital to bring forward, because there has to be that give and take that you teach,
Mhm.
so even though I call myself a loving person, I think I'm also a tough person.
I need to be tough. I am too. Everybody tells me I'm too, with my children, with relationships. I'm too, I don't know how to discipline very well, kind of thing. So, and Bill wasn't much better. We were both pretty, you know,
Softies.
we were like both softies. So my brother and sister and everybody else would say, hey, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't let my kids do everything they want. And,
Right.
they are today because of some discipline, but it's difficult to do a tough love.
Mm-hmm. For
You know.
sure, for sure, for sure.
And I wish I knew you years ago. You could have taught me a few things.
Well, I don't know that I could have taught you, because I think, you have
Yes,
to
you
be
could have.
ready. That's what comes with elderhood. Like, I really think sometimes we reach our greatest awareness as we get to certain ages, and that's why it's so important for me to get the elder voice out now, because it takes that long for us to kind of arrive of a sort. Do you feel that way, Vincent?
Indeed. Indeed. Although my journey started earlier, I started when I was 13 to search for the truth. So perhaps not quite the same as you, but I have experienced what you're talking about, though. For instance, I feel now that my view of the world and its integrated nature is much more comprehensive now than it was 20 years ago.
Mhm.
So, and by the way, Michelle, Dr. Deagle played a large role in that.
He loved talking to you, Vincent, didn't he?
Indeed,
How did you ever get off the phone with him? I think it was hours that you
hours,
talked.
yes,
Yeah,
we always would talk for hours and hours, and
yeah.
I I
You
think
have a lot.
I was a little
Sorry.
like him. I could never get enough. I could go on and on.
Well, he loved talking to you because he was telling me how intelligent you were, and
Oh,
I think it was, and he was very musical too. Like his mom taught piano, he played piano, and he was in the barbershop quartet. And he
I
was
remember.
lead,
Yes,
right? Oh, you do remember that. So he loved music, and you had that in common. So you could hear this, some of the conversation. We won't get into that, okay? Because this is Annie's show.
Oh, that's
So
great. No, it's great. I'm
yeah,
I'm absolutely fine with it, because the whole, what we're bringing forward is relationships, and look at how, it's neat to see how much he touched, and the depth of what he touched, as well as you. So, okay, so what have relationships taught you that solitude never could? Did you ever have solitude in your life, Michelle?
talking to me.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm too gregarious for that. I
Oh,
love having
yay.
people. I love having people around, but I do like my time alone. In relationships, Bill, and I think our relationship worked because we always knew we were there because I don't like being alone or anything. Like alone, like living alone or anything like that. But Bill and I were kind of like workaholics. So he would be working all, day and then into the hours of the night. And I would always be busy and doing stuff. And
Mhm.
we'd meet at the end of the day. And that's the kind of relationship I think works, is one that you both have full lives and you meet at the end of the day kind of thing. So yeah, so I do like, and I love to be alone. Even right now, I'm in a relationship now
Oh, yay.
because it's been 3 years. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not one to just stay home and sit down and twiddle my thumbs. So, but the main thing with that relationship that I say is I need my time alone
Mhm.
to as far as a relationship goes. Now, other people, like my daughter-in-law, she, like Chris's wife, Selena Bobina, we call her. She's beautiful. She was a professional cheerleader, the flyer, the one that
Oh, wow.
she's so beautiful and everything. But she's now she's having her second child. Those days are all gone. But she loves to be with Christopher 24/7.
Mhm.
She doesn't like her time alone or something. So I guess we're all different in that kind of.
Yeah, because I would call myself a hermit for years. I mean, I'm not, if I get out with people, I dearly love it, but
Yes.
a good portion of my life has been hermit and
Oh, great.
study and research
Oh,
but I
yeah.
still love people. Like I do
Yeah, you're
love
very
people.
cerebral. You're a person that likes to think, do stuff like that. I'm more of a person that likes to socialize and throw a good nautical party and stuff like that. So I'm the person in this HOA. There's 8 homes here. First of all, I am the secretary treasurer because they know I'm going to do all the social stuff. And I'm the only one that throws all the parties, the meetings, and
Oh,
everything.
so
So
you're a good
that's
extrovert
so
event planner. Yay.
I'm a person that loves relationship. Like meeting you is exciting.
Cool.
It's more exciting than anything. And I'm so happy to see Vincent. It's just wonderful.
Yay. Yay. Well, we're glad we can meet that need.
Same
Yeah,
here.
you're meeting my relationship needs.
I'm so grateful. So
Oh,
how do resilience, patience, and gentleness actually get forged inside long-term relationships?
oh, it's so important, is it not? Yes, it is. The patience, wow. I thought I was going to get a medal for patience, but not yet. Anyways, to be, yeah, it's funny because I can see how people divorce and, they just say, well, they just can't be bothered. There's an effort in relationship.
Mhm.
And the big thing that always works for me is look at myself and just look at my own, before I go chop up someone else, their faults. I really seriously like to just look at myself and go, oh, okay, we can work through this thing because they put up with me, or I can put up with them, their faults, or whatever. So, but yeah, so patience is important.
Patience
It's
and
not, it's easy
resilience.
to
I mean,
say
when you think about, I mean, because so how long were you guys married?
40 years.
That's so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a coup. And I just went to a celebration of life for somebody and they were together 32 years and they literally considered themselves, and I feel like I'm hearing that with you, in one of the most loved and beautifully connected relationships ever.
I
And it's
know.
so cool. Like it's so cool. Like there were like 125 people there, and it's just so neat to meet and hear that. I mean, I value when I get to connect to people that have forged through, as they're just talking about, patience and resilience to create something like that. Because I think it does take recommitment a lot. I mean, look at.
Yes. And when you have a relationship like that, you really, really miss them. And when I'm in this new relationship, I've got to stop doing this. But I say, gee, it's the worst thing to say. Maybe I'm not so great at relationships. But Bill never did that. Bill's always, yes, the worst thing you can say, Bill never did that. Because it would be like Bill never uses a stern tone. We don't, use
Wow.
this. It doesn't say we didn't have arguments. Somebody come
Right.
on. Obviously we did, and more me. Like flying off the handle or saying stop that, or if you say try it one more time. He was so upset. He loved the fact that what's happening now. We won't go into too much of that, but and I'm Republican for books. Anyways, not that anyone cares, but that's the worst thing you can do, I know, is tell everybody what
Oh
they
my
are.
gosh, that's so cute. So how do relationships act as initiations rather than comforts? Do you think that happens? Like,
Say that again?
how do relationships act as initiations rather than comforts? Like, what do you think? I mean, over time, did you notice initiations in, I mean, if you were such an extrovert though, because he was such an extrovert too.
He
I haven't really,
was.
got-
That's
I
why
haven't gotten to
mixed-
meet I've always seen extrovert, introvert. I haven't
I
really,
know.
I
I know,
haven't
but
gotten
two
to meet,
opposites really
yeah,
attract.
yeah.
I think it's similar people attract more. And even the gentleman I'm with now he's an extrovert. Very,
Oh,
very.
wow. So
So
you're doing that again. Yay.
yeah, because how do you work it out when the other person's always ready to have fun, go out and explore? Like we just got back from Istanbul, and then we went to the
Ooh.
Greek Isles and we flew over to London. So I'm you know, getting around. But you want to be with someone that's going to want to do all that.
Mhm.
And Bill was like that. We traveled Israel and Europe and stuff. So
So
usually,
were a lot of your initiations then, would you say, through the fact that you would get out there in the world and explore?
yeah, very important.
So did you do a lot of traveling then?
Yeah, we used to have the cruises. Do you remember that, Vince? I don't. You
Yes, I
never
do.
made it to one, but they were. Both of us thought that was great. We do nutrimedical cruises, and Bill would, do consults for people, and we mainly just.
Oh, I
hang
bet
out
you
and
he
do
was
fun
super
stuff.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was, but he liked to have fun too. He knew how to have fun. So he
So
was.
so you guys did cruises with Nutrimedical.
Oh yes, a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot.
Was it difficult when he stopped being a doctor? What prompted that?
He never stopped being a doctor.
Okay, so he still was
But
doing,
I know what you mean.
yeah,
You mean in
it,
practice,
medical
in
practice,
medical
right?
office. No,
Traditional.
because Bill was always like interesting and exciting. When he switched to something new, I knew he wasn't stopping helping people,
Mhm.
but I knew he was getting away from big pharma, and I knew he
Gotcha.
was making changes. And with his brilliant mind, I'm not surprised, that he made NutriMedical what it is, and we were
Mhm.
very successful, which I'm still living off today.
Well, it's so neat. I mean, when
Yeah,
you really look at how many people were touched by your together collective efforts of
yeah,
reaching people, especially from a healing perspective, it's
yeah.
just,
When you heal, when you help and heal, it's what better way to be successful? I mean, I
and
think,
everyone becomes so
yeah.
grateful because it
And they're
really,
still here today. To
Mhm.
every day, I just wake up in the morning. It's the same people, mostly, and that's the problem. Is my son is now going to be taking over NutriMedical with social media, all the new
Mhm.
things. It's changed. It's a different animal altogether than
Oh,
when he
especially
started.
now with AI too, everything's so much faster.
Yes, yes. So he's built. Did you see the new website,
Mm-mm.
Vincent?
Yes.
You did.
I haven't.
Your opinion?
I'm sorry. Say again.
What is your opinion
That's
on the
great.
new
But
website?
still, it's not fully functional. When I looked at it, was a couple days. Well, I made an order just earlier this week,
Yeah,
so I saw
yeah.
it
The
there.
protocols aren't up yet, but
Right.
what you're supposed to say is it's much better. The front page is it's much more intuitive. That's what you're supposed to say, but maybe not.
It looks great.
Yeah. Well, I know that we did. You want where you cannot sign in with your old sign in. You have to create a new one. So
Right.
yeah,
So I have yet to do that.
yeah. But that's easy.
So he might have
It- it-
reached it just a little bit premature, is what I'm hearing. So hopefully the next time he talks to you, he'll be able to give you a better appraisal.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to hear the next one that you.
Okay.
Let's hope it goes up a little bit, not down the other way. Fair
Okay.
enough. Fair
Sure.
enough.
That's great.
I appreciate your honesty, but I know what you like. I used to do the sliders myself, right? Create them and do all the artwork and everything for them. And now it's all like it's new. It's what the young people want, and it's on the cell phone. You can actually use it because the old website was so antiquated. You could not place an order on your cell phone.
Right.
It was too
Oh,
much.
wow. Wow.
Yes, so that's how. So we had to make a switch. So
So it had a dinosaur feel to it.
that's correct. I loved it though, 'cause being a dinosaur
Well, of course
myself.
we
I
do,
thought,
because
I like
that's
this.
from I mean, somebody's got a brand new website right now or something, and I'm like, it is way too cluttered. It is way too chaotic. I want what was there just like a month ago, where it was just
Yeah,
so easy to use, but then
yeah,
I'm
slow and
also not of the screen generation, so
yes, but you understand. So
I totally do. So in your view, what role do relationships play in building resilient communities during times of transition, which is what we're in? We're definitely in a time of massive transition.
yeah, well,
So what do
mine
you see with relationships with that?
to me, it's important to have strong faith.
Mhm.
Christianity and mine, and I know Christianity comes with all kinds of baggage and lots of stuff like that, but true, simple Christianity that everybody on earth is welcome to, you know, through all of the principles and everything else. That I think is community is important. And interestingly, here's my phone right here, Vincent, that uh, the, all of our customers, listeners, used to be, they are pretty much 100% strong Christians, strong believers, strong believers. I should say believers, because every time I say Christian, I get all hung up in some other
The
stuff.
dogma of it, right?
Yeah, and the origins, how it started, and how, Jesus was Jewish and we never recognized it and made up all our own holidays and everything. And it just, So I reached my older son is teaching me Hebrew. I want to read it. I want to know it better. The actual word, the way really
So
it is.
you were really successful already with everything that you guys have built over really 40 years of building a resilient community. Like, I mean,
Yeah, never so much as NutriMedical.
right.
NutriMedical. Remember Vincent Bill said our NutriMedical family, and we'd always say,
Mhm.
"Uh oh, uh oh." Let me stop for a second. He'd say, "Get
Did your phone?
strong."
Oh, okay.
Um, okay. I knew that was going to happen. I can't listen to Bill's voice. I haven't been able to, and his cell phone is full of voice messages and everything. But if I listen to his voice, it's just too hard. So I've asked a friend of mine who lost her husband if you can hear, listen to his voice, and it's the most difficult thing to do. And with Bill, his voice is everywhere. It's on the radio thing and everything. So it's hard. I'm gonna miss Bill. I will miss Bill to my last breath.
With
I will
reason.
miss him.
With reason. I mean, when you look at the level of relationship that you guys shared, I mean, there's something that everyone wants, really.
The most beautiful thing Bill had was the kindest, gentlest spirit, which I've come to appreciate. I wish I appreciated it more when he was around and told him that more, but I didn't. So, anyways,
Well,
alrighty.
my husband died in February, and
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm okay though. I'm
And I'm
mine's a little
saying all this.
no, mine's a little bit different. I didn't have near to what you had. Ours was more of a companionship, I would say. We were together for 13 years, but so I I'm actually okay. And I actually go the opposite direction when I need the connection. I hear his voice. I listen to his
Oh,
voice. So it
yeah,
brings me some kind of a solace. So how about
interesting.
you, Vincent? Do you where because you've lost a lot. You've lost many in your family.
Yes.
How do you do when you hear their voice?
Oh, I celebrate. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Mhm. And I've done a lot of
It's
some
a
of my
sad
pre.
thing though. You hear their voice, Bill's voice. We had a thing where he would talk, Bill would talk. Imagine that.
Yes, he
He
will.
would every night we'd be talking, something we talk to each other while we're laying in bed, going to sleep. And his voice was the most, I don't know if you noticed, soothing, relaxing. Yes, it's like better than listening to ocean waves and all the rest of that. So his voice meant so much that, of course, how can I listen to it? I don't know. I got to figure out a way, I guess.
No, I don't think there
Think
is
about
there's no
positives.
has to. I mean, I think you have to honor exactly where you are with it. And because I've seriously done a lot, the last month, I've been actually centering on the voice. And the
Wow, the
importance of the
opposite.
voice, and even that the voice changes as we grow older, and just, because I think it's so important for our elder voices to be heard. I mean, there's too many silent elders. So, I think I would honor exactly where you are. There is no right or wrong in anything related to grief. I did podcast for a year on recovering through grief, back in 2023. And
Did you? Did you?
it's
Okay.
I mean, it's
Thank
such a
you.
journey, no matter who we are. So yeah, I would
I have a
definitely.
thing. I'm sorry, Annie, but I have something in my life that I've had all my life, and that is how important voices are to me. Like I can
Yay.
talk to Vincent and hear something. There's something in a voice that is so powerful
Mhm.
and so meaningful, like their soul to me. And with customers that I haven't met, it's it's an attachment just from the voice. And believe it or not, I can hear someone's voice and know if they're not, not good
So
or
you're like Vincent, then you're
intentions.
very auditory.
Yes.
See, I would call myself kinesthetic. So like I can literally walk out of a movie and not be, I'll tell you I loved it, but not be able to tell you anything about it. It's so funny.
Really? Are you
It's
kidding
so funny. Mine's
me?
all feeling and sensing. So, but I think that's absolutely lovely, that the voice gives you so much information. Like the one lady that we interviewed a couple interviews ago, Sherry Edwards, she's 79, and she actually does her medical and healing work she has done forever is through listening to the voice. She can tell exactly what's going on in someone's body. It's magnificent work. Like it's fabulous work. She wanted us to take her course, and I wish I had the money to do it.
Oh,
Um,
I have to write her name
and
down.
she
Sherry
even,
Edwards.
it's Sharry Edwards. And she even, like, she got asked to go help at 9/11 with the firemen. And then they were going to charge her. She helped 11 of them or something, and then they were going to charge her to
Sherry.
be there. So she couldn't
Really?
she couldn't keep up with the
Oh,
support of the rest of the firemen, which is just
oh,
it's just that insanity. But
that
yeah,
is.
I'll send you the interview. It's a really, really
Please
good
do.
interview.
I'm
I mean, she
very
was
interested.
Appalachian, so she didn't grow up with any TVs or anything like that. So her auditoriness is so uh tuned in because she was
Yeah.
out in nature all the time. So like you, and I think you're the same way, Vincent. I mean, don't
Yes.
you tune into people because you're so auditory from your music stuff?
Yes. In fact, it's my intention to hook up with Sherry because she's here in the same state. I'm hoping that she's not too far away, that I can make a trip to visit her and start to learn some of what she does, because she's also offering teaching to make other teachers teach what she knows.
Right.
And I'm hoping I can become one of those teachers.
It's through a lot of software. I mean, she offers a lot. That's why I so wish I could have, but I can't. Okay, so do you think there is a fear of losing freedom in relationships? That probably isn't even a thought that's even within you, Michelle,
I
because
don't
you've
want
got such a
freedom.
vibrant one.
I'm monogamous all the way, 100%. Do not like, I don't want freedom. What do I want that
Well, and I
for?
think sometimes with
You
freedom,
know?
it's where people are concerned about losing aspects of themselves. I think that's more what I'm referring to here, is where um it's kind of that give and take of how you maneuver in it to still maintain.
Well, you mean like in a relationship that they're possessive or they try to control you or
Right,
something like
right.
that. It was never like that, and I was never like that.
That's
So
so
it was, so
beautiful.
I always felt free as far as, like if I wanted to go with the girlfriends out
Hmm.
for the evening or go do pickleball or something. He never ever would say, and
Wow,
neither
that's
would I to him because
wow.
yeah, I'm not making it sound like we were perfect. We weren't. If anyone's listening and thinks, oh, the worst thing they can think is, oh, she had the most perfect. No, she didn't. We had arguments, we had, but they weren't. caustic. You know, they weren't like you're going to get like crazy or something like that. But you know, we had our tough times, and the toughest times was with Bill in his medical practice when he had never been sued and prided himself on that and everything. And this kid took OxyContin, which he had prescribed him, but that isn't what he died. He died of another drug that he got from the emergency room doctor. But they wanted to go after Bill. He had a big insurance policy kind of thing. So Bill went through that. It broke his heart. It
I
was the
bet.
worst thing ever I could imagine, see a person go through. And that was instrumental too. And to answer your question, why did he just move away from the whole thing?
Mhm.
It was meant to be, you know, but yet it was a
Well, that goes back to
excruciating.
my word about the initiations, because I think that is part of a relationship, is that relationships can be so much about initiations and not necessarily comfort. I think people go into it going, oh, I feel so good with this person, but it's those kind of those kind of situations that are so huge and really outside of his periphery, but brought into him and rocks both of your worlds and your whole family system world. Those are what I mean by initiations.
It really broke his heart because he was so good to, you know, to everyone. And to have them twisted, you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't even from him because he had cut him off. You know, so it was just a nightmare for him. But I see what came out of it. You know, he said,
Right.
"That's it. I'm not in the system anymore. I don't
Mhm.
want to." And Bill, being brilliant as he is, and I say that because he was, as Vincent knows,
He was an
he
authentic genius. He was an
yeah,
authentic genius for
Oh,
sure.
for sure, for
yeah,
sure.
I believe that. That's why he was quirky too. You know,
Uh-huh.
not just talking, but just quirky things. And so yeah, that was a turning point. And but he also could see ahead. In 1998, he got the domain name NutriMedical.com, and you know this happened after. So he was already thinking ahead,
Mhm.
and he always had an interest in nutritional medicine. He would always incorporate it as best he could. But of course, he wrote lots of prescriptions as well that he wouldn't do anymore. But yeah.
But I love that. I love how that inner guidance and intuition, I think now more than ever, with the kind of new arena that I think mankind is stepping into, it's going to be more important than ever for us to listen to that inner guidance, like no other time than now, because we're being asked to come up against so much that's crumbling. It's like walking into a building that's crumbling and trying not to get hit by the debris. So
That
it's
is so well said.
yeah.
That is the way the world is today, isn't it? And we can start on there. And I'm like, you know, it's just you wake up in the morning. I do think of it every day. Yeah, I'm sure you do too. And think, what next? What are we
But
doing?
I guess what feeds me, even though I hit my bumps, but is still trusting. And you're like you said at the beginning, the faith.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
key. So
that's
it's vital. It's vital. So
vital. That's the word. Yeah.
mhm. So what have you
It
learned
is.
about the difference between freedom from responsibility and freedom through responsibility?
Oh my gosh, where did you come up with that
I've
question?
worked really,
And
really hard on these.
I should have checked my IQ before you asked that
No,
one.
ma'am. I know you have it in there
Oh, I don't know.
because you were really
These are things
talking
I
about.
never think of. What?
You
So,
were talking about it before, and I guess the word that came to mind when you were talking is about when you hit the kind of bumps and grinds that we do in relationships is looking at your accountability. You didn't use the word, but that's what I got from what you were sharing. So I think for me, when I look at freedom from versus freedom through, and I think the key whenever we come up against any kind of a bump in relationships is looking at our accountability, because we can't always do something about the other person, but we can do
yes.
something about how we approach our perspective of the situation.
I will say with all the bumps in the road, it's important to love your
Mhm.
husband. And if you do have children, Annie?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. As you notice in your family there, the children bring everything together stronger.
I would love to say that, but I'm one of those that both my children have completely walked out of my life. Not only have they walked out of my life, but they're in charge of my inheritance.
You
It's
kidding me?
it's wild. It's just wild to be in it.
I'm
And
so
it's
sorry. That's
see, well,
awful.
I mean, I look at that as the initiation stuff where you're really like, okay, it's like it's a powerlessness of a sort, but it's like I can still love them. I still
Yeah.
love them. Nothing they can do will make me not love them. And maybe part of it is that you give them the root system and the foundation, and
Mhm.
then if they let go of you, you let go with love, and it doesn't mean I don't kick and scream. I do
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
but so I haven't. Yeah, I'm still of that fantasy that what you're expressing would be beautiful.
Yeah. Now I feel bad. I don't like to, say
No,
something.
not meant
I
to make you
you
feel bad.
don't.
No, 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 no. This is not about, I'm totally resilient, right, Vincent?
You do seem
Indeed.
very strong.
More,
She's
more than,
more
believe me,
than like,
I can speak volumes about Annie's resiliency.
yes.
Trust me.
I can feel
She's
it.
been through a lot.
She's my kind of woman. She's strong. She'd be the one I go to say, get some advice on something.
But I think what's so neat about when you're talking about children is it doesn't, I think for me, it's changing the parameters of the boundaries. And I have so many children through the job that I have where I get to lease apartments. And I literally am having such a good time because I'm
Yeah,
around so many young. And I literally,
yeah,
they're like my children. I have
yeah,
so much fun with them. So it
yeah.
just because it doesn't fit the guidelines and the structure, like
Yes,
I dream of what you have,
yeah.
doesn't mean that I don't get to have it anyway.
That's right.
Um,
God's given it to you. You
yeah,
have
exactly.
it. Yes, it comes in different shapes and forms.
Right, right. But I mean, I love when I get to hear of the relationship that you had. And I understand the heart manifester of Bill because that's what my husband was, a heart manifester, and literally lived completely from the hearts. But I had to like get like strings when his balloons would be up in the air and go, come on,
Oh my gosh,
I
how
gotta,
many people said that with Bill? And didn't he say that on the air? He'd say, Mishi, I'm the balloon and you're the string. He'd say that. Did you remember hearing him say that, Vince? And he
Yes,
said it
indeed.
so often. That is correct. You were the string. Okay.
so that's why I'm saying sometimes as the strong women, you get kind of scurmudgeony, like
Yeah, I'm not a weak woman. I might be putting on a good act, but I'm not very weak. I can be pretty, I can hold that strength.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's great. Do you have anything to add, Vincent?
100%. Both of what both of what you're saying. I've seen it in both of you. Yes, absolutely.
So that's cute though. I love that he said that. Isn't that great? See, he's with us.
He is.
He's with us. The fact that that came out of my mouth, what are the odds that I would say something that he used to say on air? See, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
So,
you're better than you think. I can't think you're that good. That's
so
amazing.
how does true freedom actually deepen when we commit to another human being? Like it's interesting to look at it as freedom. Have you ever looked at your relationship with Bill as freedom?
You love that word freedom, don't
I
you?
know.
I do too in a relationship. That's why Bill and I worked for that long. We
Mhm.
worked together, had a good relationship. That word, freedom. And I'm trying to, feel my way through this next relationship. And that's my number one thing. And well, I can't believe that. I said, every other woman, he lost his wife to cancer. And he's had a
Mm.
few years of single life. And he said, they all want to just, own you, tie you down, and freedom is out the window. But yes, freedom is very, very important.
Well, it's just so interesting to look at. Like, do you feel that way too about relationships, Vincent, in regards to freedom?
Never had an issue there, so all's good.
That's because you're with Annie.
No,
That's what
he's not with me.
Well,
I
I'm,
never said that.
no, we're not that way now.
We're just really, really, really good friends.
We are very good
He's more
friends.
like a brother now. I had a twin brother, and he's more like my twin brother.
Twin brother.
It's all good. So what
You
does a
can take that
mature,
as an insult or a compliment, however you want to look at it.
that's
Vincent.
so cute though. I love it. I love it. Out of the mouths of babes.
Yeah, look at Vincent. He's not saying a word. You could say something. Do you have something to say about freedom in a relationship?
Oh, freedom. In the past relationships, there have been it's had to have been worked out,
Mhm.
but most of the time it's all good. I haven't had any issues like that.
Probably because you give her freedom, she gives you seek out someone that's strong. Yeah.
Yes.
It wouldn't work with my son Christopher's wife. Calling you 20 times a day. I
Oh,
hope she'll never listen to this, and she'd laugh because we're very close. They lived with me for 5 years.
oh wow.
Yeah, and she did shipping for NutriMedical.
Oh wow.
When the
Okay.
packages looked really good, that's when she did the shipping. When Christopher did it, that's when they were. Do you remember packages being pretty shifty? Everybody said, "Did your son do that package?"
Not bad, but yeah, I've seen some
Bad.
differences over the years, but I've never said
Yeah.
anything bad.
Oh my gosh, that's darling.
I know.
Well, there's
Okay.
probably gonna be a lot I want to ask, but you're not gonna need to answer them. Why do you believe relationships are one of the most powerful mirrors for inner healing? Did you have inner healing? Did you have a really solid childhood and family that you grew up in?
Oh gosh, that's another thing I'm trying to teach this new guy here. Like I said, new guy. Ricardo, it was Richard. Richard. I had my father never hollered at me. Never raised his voice.
Oh wow, so that's what you got
But
from Bill.
I was spoiled by my father, spoiled by Bill, and I'm trying to get this through to Rick saying, I need to be spoiled. This is it. I'm used to it. I don't know any other way. And he goes, yeah, you like everything. Just I said, yeah, I don't like conflict. I like everything fun and happy and lovely. I guess that's not the world, but it's my dad was particular. I had a strong, big 6'3", wonderful, wonderful dad. That was
And what your relationship with your mother like?
oh, my mother, very disciplinarian. She had to be. I thanked her, and there's times that I did not like her at all. And growing up, and then as soon as I got to university, I said, Mom, thank you for, if I was with Dad, I would never go to school even, I don't think. Because he was a fisherman. I grew up a fisherman's daughter in Eastern Canada, not a lot of money or anything, out on out in the middle of practically the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, big waves and rocks. Exciting. I love fishing. Dad, deep sea fishing.
Yay.
Waves.
Yay.
Yeah. So, and my mom was she's educated and well-to-do family, very well-to-do family.
Wow.
I'm the reason, they kind of got married. Remember back in those days, that's why I got married. And she couldn't help but love Dad because he was, and my mom was, attractive and everything. So that worked out. However, she instilled in me, you need to go to university. You'll be in a town like this for the rest of your life, fishing, with no money or anything. And, because she knew the good life and everything. And so she, with her 3 children, we all.
You all went to college.
Yeah. And so it's good to be spoiled, but, you have to have somebody there with the discipline. For sure.
So was your dad gone like along all day?
Yeah, he had his own boat.
Did he go like really early in the morning and then not get home?
Oh yeah, for days. Yeah, they'd be out in the ocean for days, getting good things like halibut and scallops and swordfish. He used to it's a longliner they're called. He would stand on the end of the spar, and you would hit a harpoon a swordfish. You know how they ever see it?
Wow.
There's some articles in some newspapers there on my dad. I guess he's good at it.
So you probably have a really high regard for fish and really knowing what's really, really good and what's not.
Yeah, Atlantic fish is the best, the cold water.
Wow.
Disagrees with that. I'm in the Pacific now, and their halibut's just a little too mushy for me, but I eat it. Do you
Yeah.
like fish?
I love fish. You do too, Vincent, right?
Oh, yes.
Do you, Vincent?
Oh, yeah. Atlantic salmon.
Yes. Now they seem to farm it a lot.
Right.
Oh,
I
no,
know,
I
I
never
know
get,
where to get it without
never
farming.
get
Do you?
farm fish. Never.
Yeah. Okay, then you're hooked up. Don't need me.
That's so fascinating. Wow. So was your mother grateful when you told her thank you for being more of a
Oh,
disciplinarian?
of course, of course. She was a very strong woman. She didn't care if I liked her or not. This was more which was wonderful. I mean, and we had lots of good fun times. She was fun too and stuff, but she just,
But see, I think that's
I was
kind of
wanted to do what I want. What?
that's a form of respect with love when you
Mhm.
have to give that kind of structure.
Yeah.
'Cause we really do need it.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Midwest, and I'm one of
Oh,
seven kids and had a twin brother.
wow.
You know,
That's it wasn't on a farm or anything.
no, but it was in a small house, so it was wild. There was only one bathroom.
I thought all houses only had one bathroom until I
Oh my
went to
gosh.
university.
It was wild because my brothers would definitely control it. And finally I go, I'm coming in. I have to use
Coming
the
in.
bathroom. Like, it's like, this isn't funny anymore, you guys. You may think you can control it, but no.
Well, I remember we didn't have a shower, really, like
Wow.
just a bathtub. That's it.
Isn't it
And
wild? How about you, Vincent?
Yes. Yes. My early childhood years, all the way up through about high school, we moved out to the country. The, the first year we were there, we had an outhouse.
oh wow.
So,
Oh, you're
that,
you really are slumming it, eh?
yeah. So I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've had that
Yeah.
experience.
That's why
Is that here in America?
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
why
In,
here as Americans, we have to
Not
be
Canadian.
grateful for everything we have.
oh, we
We
have so much more compared to other countries. So much
right,
more.
right. I mean, and that's that resilient community that I asked the question about. Like, it's time to really focus on the proudness of being American.
Oh yeah, someone that is a Canadian and becomes American because Bill was American. He was born in
Oh, I
Detroit.
was thinking because I was thinking because you lived in Canada. Did he go to school in Canada too?
He went to medical school first in Canada,
Yeah,
and of
that's what I
course
thought.
he had, all those degrees and stuff he had. He did most of that in America. But his initial one, his mom, she was born in Fargo, North Dakota. She married a Canadian, and
Okay.
that's how
Oh,
kind of.
okay.
But Bill was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
so,
that was a lot
but
different
to
back
be,
then.
you mentioned being American, when you're a Canadian and you see what socialism is doing to Canada, if I may say so, I'm so thankful to live here and to be American and to marry an American that I wonder about some of the politics going on now. They just can't appreciate because they've been in it all their lives.
Well, and that's why it was so cool when we had the World Cup here, because
Yes.
the dogma that had been given out there was so incorrect, and the way we were received as a country, everyone had beautiful things to say about us. Everyone had, thought we were absolutely lovely and endearing and effervescent. And it's like, yes, this is what America's like, and we're sorry that you were misquoted, who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's a jealousy there because America is the greatest country in the world. It's a blessing from
It
God, is
is.
what it
It
is.
so
And
is.
we have such a responsibility to stand up to that.
Well, that's kind of going along with my question. So let's see.
Before we leave that subject,
Yeah.
I'm just going to add something for the record because this is not something that gets said enough. I agree with you. This is the greatest country, but let me put something on the record here to show why. Because this is something that I don't know you might not even be fully aware of. Because we love freedom so much that we fight, kill, and die for it. And we even send our sons and daughters overseas and other places to fight, kill, and die for freedom. And
Yes.
then when we win, and we always win when we're unleashed, we give it back. We do what no other country in the world in history has ever done. When we conquer, we give it back and come back home.
Yes. Yes. Oh, it gives me goosebumps. Yes. Beautifully said.
And needs to be stated over and over. I hope this is heard throughout many different ears.
And
Yes.
that's not my wisdom, that's the wisdom of a wise, wise warrior with whom I am studying military intelligence.
Oh. Is that all we get?
I'm sorry.
Is
What?
that it? Who is that?
Oh, well, I didn't. Well, we generally stay away from names on the podcast because it can tend to date things, or it can tend to put us in a slot we don't want to be in. So, just why it's somebody who's wiser than I am told me that.
Annie.
No, no, I'm not military
No, I'm just
intelligence.
So
kidding.
So I'm missing those computer chips.
This this person's a warrior, and he's still a warrior, and he's fighting the good fight.
All right.
Which makes us so glad to know that we have somebody out there fighting that kind of good fight. Because if they've got their integrity and truth, resounding through them, then that's a good thing. We'll take that for sure.
Yes.
Offline, Michelle, if you like, I'll be happy to share all of those details with you.
I'm going to be asking you next time you call.
Okay.
I'll be asking because I'm interested. I think
Okay.
that was
So
beautiful.
most of my questions aren't going to be that radical for you. I mean, because you've had such a good flow. What practices or ways of being have helped you stay open-hearted when relationships feel challenging? So have you really ever witnessed all that much challenge in your relationship reality?
Well, with there's ups and downs, obviously, in every relationship. But one thing about Bill, we never, use the D word or anything like that, So I think that we're well matched because I don't want to sound too boop boopy doo as I
But you
say.
can sound that way because
But
people need to hear that that's available.
yeah, but there's always truths, to the fact that it's not all smooth.
Mhm.
It's not all easy. I just say, life throws things at you. Like, I remember when Bill's mom died, that was so sad. I mean, there's just stuff, but the worst thing was the
A
loss.
court case.
That one stuck out like
I bet. I
yeah,
bet.
that I remember. So I don't know how to answer that really.
And I think for
I
me,
can, I'm the type of person, Annie, I can't remember the bad times or things that were bad
yay.
because my mind is programmed somehow that it's very positive and I don't like to remember things. My kids say I just selectively, something's not good. I just won't remember it. I really won't remember it. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just have a difficulty pulling up something bad about Bill,
That's
especially
great.
since he's gone. But I know there's times where he was hurt, he was hurt by the system, and they asked him terrible questions, the medical board, like
Oh, I
terrible.
can't even imagine.
He even said to him, one of them, I'll tell you one was, what is this new world order you're always talking about? They didn't talk about stuff about the boy, who's 21 years old, and his death and everything. They were asking all kinds of questions. Yeah.
That had nothing to do with the case.
No.
But I
Right.
can actually see him being fine with his answers. He was so solid in his
Oh yeah, he just
in his appraisal and his like Vincent said, he had such a genius mind. So I mean, it doesn't mean you're not wavered by it, but I also can see where in the moment he could think so beautifully on his feet that
You're correct. He had
he
an
still
answer.
persevered.
Yeah, he had a great answer for everything.
But
And
that
his
is, I mean, they
courage-
do, all they're trying to do is dismantle and disrupt any kind of flow in your brain. So,
yeah,
but
discredit him as a wacko. Is what they're
Mhm.
trying to do.
But sometimes I mean, maybe this is kind of way outside the realm, but I think sometimes when we look at our path with God is that it was more about what Bill provided in the way of being a minister and teacher in the worst of moments like that, where what he came forward with and what was provided was a way to change their world. Like, I mean,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
we don't,
Yes.
ministry is a funny thing. We want it all to be flow and ease, but
Yeah.
sometimes in the darkest of moments, it's when that component that is so thriving within somebody of his authenticity is gonna show its colors. And there's no way that those other people cannot be touched by that authenticity. Is it about planting a seed in people that are so in their system that they can't see or hear or whatever?
And there wasn't any
That's what we hope
situation.
for.
Yeah.
That's what we hope for, because Dr. Bill stood as I try to stand. He stood in truth.
Mhm,
And
Yes.
that's why he was unshakable in those moments.
mhm,
He did stand in truth.
mhm. But then
And
it's,
I'm
but then,
more like pleasing, and he doesn't care about the pleasing part.
but then afterwards, it does rock your nervous system. There's no way it can't. I don't care how resilient we are, when you step
That's
away
right.
from it, then you
That's
have to
correct.
go through, I don't even know what it's like a kind of it's powerlessness sometimes that I think, for me, I can always say that the powerless vortex is so big. Like when I
Yes.
touch powerlessness, I'm not just touching it in that moment, I'm touching it for all the times that have been a part of that feeling. So, I think that's what's so frustrating is where something like that's been twisted so poorly and so
Yes.
well, like that would be a pretty rough thing to come back from for a while. You have to just kind of go through the throes of integrating it, right? Any thoughts, Vincent?
I don't think Dr. Bill had that much trouble integrating. I think he was angered, disgusted in those moments that we're speaking of. But was he flustered or did he feel powerless? No, I don't think so.
Not even afterwards, he didn't feel the powerlessness of just the system that he chose to walk away from because of that.
Well, I can only speculate. Michelle would know better, but I
No,
don't think so.
he really didn't. He's a fighter, and he's stood for the
Oh,
truth
I
straight
forgot to
ahead
turn off
all
the
the
phone.
time. What, dear? Oh, your phone. See, we both have to run around.
So really he's a warrior. He was a warrior. And you were the
He's
queen
a
by
warrior.
his side. Yeah.
Yes. He
Yes,
was a warrior, like you were talking about earlier.
yes.
Conqueror.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And look at
Well,
all that he
he
did.
stood in the truth. I don't know. I mean, conquered. If you talk about going up against evil, then yeah, I would use the
That's
term.
what I'm talking about. Going
Okay,
up against
okay.
evil.
But not certain. Not in
That was
terms of
his thing.
not trying to acquire things through conquest, but rather
No, no, no.
defend
Going
against
up,
evil.
the enemy is evil.
Yes.
Not man. It's not
Yeah.
man. It's evil.
Mhm.
Well, Michelle, you and I have had some deeper talks about those sorts of things.
We have. I know. What are you going to say about that? No, don't say
Well,
anything.
let's see if it comes up in the questions.
Okay.
I'm kind of going a different
Here.
direction now. So I'm going to talk about why do
Okay.
you believe following passion and creativity is not a luxury, but a responsibility in times of collapse and change. So I think we're in times of collapse and change, but I'm not seeing it as a bad. I'm seeing it as a good, a really major reset that has to happen. Yes, Vincent?
Vincent,
Oh, was
it's for
that
you,
for me?
dear.
You look like you were getting ready to say something.
Yeah, you look like you have
I just
something to
wanted,
say.
actually, I was going to ask, could you repeat that slower at the beginning?
Okay. So why do you believe following passion and creativity is not a luxury, but a responsibility in times of collapse and change?
It's the way out.
I mean, how much great music was probably done during the worst of times and during the worst of war?
Sure. The Star Spangled Banner.
Mhm.
You know, the times were pretty dark at Fort Sumter, man. It didn't look like we were going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
But we did.
how does passion and creativity fit into your world now, Michelle?
Oh,
What are you passionate
gosh, I
about?
just was in Istanbul. That was amazing because I've always wanted to see the Black Sea.
Oh,
I always thought that,
yay.
the Odyssey, Iliad, Homer's the Troy. Everybody knows the story of the Trojan horse and everything. Well, that was such a significant spot because it's right at the beginning of the strait that goes into the Sea of Marmara and then into Istanbul and Black Sea. It was the only way, from the Mediterranean. And because East met West there, the whole, European meets, Muslim nation, or, the East, China, everything. It's just such a spot on earth with like a melting pot of everything. And I always wanted to see the culture there, and the Hagia Sophia, that's the church, So, yeah, so I have a passion for travel, a passion for history. And, I'm very blessed, with the gentleman I'm with. He wants to get married.
Oh, do you
He
feel
has,
like you will?
he has good taste, I tell him. You've got good taste. I don't know. Um, it's 3 years. Yeah. Um, I can't compare Bill to someone.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to.
This is just a
But
different
he
chapter.
knows I'm a person that's monogamous, and I don't want to be with a man and not be married to him, put it that way. And so, yeah, the answer is yes. See, I've got 2 rings, this one
Oh,
and this one.
so did you get engaged then?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm excited.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm excited. And because he's such a busy businessman and does all kinds of stuff, I'll have my freedom, that word.
There we go. See, that's a key word to understand.
Yeah,
And like your daughter-in-law, some people, it's not necessary for them. They don't need that.
no,
They need more of the really strong connection.
and more nurturing, I think.
Mhm.
I'm not, I don't need to be cuddled 24/7.
Oh, no, especially when we get older, everything changes. Well, I think.
Well, that's not true.
Good to
It
hear.
doesn't. That's for another show.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
for
that's
another
gnarly.
show. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next question.
So, some of these are just a little bit too deep because there's just such a lightness to your whole reality. So what skills do you believe humanity must relearn to create a sustainable and relational world? Like we're really, like I said at the beginning, we're kind of in 52 card pickup here where everything's being
Yes.
thrown up and where it lands, nobody knows. And and yet there is a need for us to create sustainability in a relational world.
I would just first thing I'd think of is we need obviously more love,
Mhm.
much more love, but we have to do a conquering here of evil. We
Mhm.
have to bring it out into the open and stand our ground against evil because it's trying to take over. It always has been, since the Garden of Eden, but now it's just, loving each other, loving just that will fight the evil. But if you
Well,
can create conflict between people, then you have evil,
and even what Bill brought to the table,
Yeah.
the truth and integrity. There's
Yeah.
a countenance there. There's a
Love is truth. Love is
Mhm.
truth. Truth is love.
Do you have any
Know
answers?
what we're here for. We're here to love one another. That's it.
Mhm.
After that, everything else will mean nothing.
Mhm.
Like Bill's mom used to say, and her family's from the jewelry store. She grew up with a lot of money, and she said, I realized there are no U-Hauls behind the hearse.
No
So
U-Hauls behind the hearse.
behind the hearse, you don't. You come into the world naked, and you leave the world naked.
I love it. I haven't ever heard it said like
I
that.
know, but you
See,
can.
that's why I'm talking about the elder voice. They come out with
Oh,
these unbelievable pieces of wisdom that are just as clear as can be.
some younger voices are pretty good too.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
And the word elder. I'm glad you don't say elderly because that carries, a little bit of negativity.
But I think an elder can be 7 years old.
An elder can be in a church. Yeah, an elder can be almost. It's really talks about the wisdom. That's why that's a good word.
But there are some young kids now. I mean, look at, there's just some young kids that carry already. You listen to them and you're like,
wisdom.
and they can be 7 years old. So I see elder as any age, but I do see there's really the same kind of emanation as what you and Bill have brought forward to the world in your lifetime here on Earth.
You know, my biggest worry, not worry, I guess you could say, but what bothers me the most is I was at the airport a couple of weeks ago, flying back from New Mexico. And oh, by the way, I'm going in a hot air balloon.
Are ya? I'm not good with
First
those.
time.
That's too much height for me.
Well, I parachute at my 20s.
I've done that too. And then
Yeah.
I get done and I
And
go,
you know
why?
how awful it is.
And I get wide and I go, why did you talk me into it? I told you it's not a good idea. I can't close my eyes and I can't open them. I get motion sickness.
I know, that is so funny. That is, oh my gosh, you've done it, girl.
I know my limits.
You were crazy. We wanted freedom, all right. We'll jump. Someone dared me. What about you? Someone dare you to do it?
Oh, no, they just kept badgering me because it's like everybody was doing it.
Yes.
So what happened when you were coming back from Mexico?
Well, I was coming back from Mexico, sitting in the airport, and just before boarding, and I looked around. And you're talking, I was thinking of 7-year-old kids, like little, because you were just mentioning the wisdom. And I looked around. Everybody, I didn't find one person that wasn't on their cell phone. No one is. They're at the bar. They're on. They have their. And if it isn't on it, it's right here, and they're looking at it. While they're talking. We're insane with these cell phones. Like I know. It's really,
it's done intentionally.
It is. So what if one day we don't have it or something? What's everybody going to do?
It's not going to last for long when we don't.
This is true.
I mean,
yeah. It won't be pretty, but it's just, and then AI and all that stuff. That kind of stuff is we could have a whole show on that one for sure.
We actually did. We did one. But he's written like 5 books. Just
I want to listen to it.
He's more looking at it about AI and consciousness, because there's we're evolving. We're evolving as a species. We're going into new worlds, and to deny what's in front of us, I believe we still need to find a way to mesh. But
yeah,
that's me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we can't deny it. It's in our faces. It's coming. So if we prepared, I mean, we're going to get to a point where we're going to be paying our mortgages with tokens. We need to know what we're doing. You can't just say, no, I'm not doing it. You're going to have to say at some point, yes, I want to figure out how to do it and still maintain my sovereignty. But it's a journey. But I don't think you can deny it. Thoughts, Vincent?
Well, you got to laugh anyway. So what?
The inevitability of change.
Yes.
Well, my answer to this is somewhat outside the scope of our current interview, but there's something called ascension, which is coming. Michelle, you probably have not heard of that.
No, she's heard of ascension.
Yes, I've heard of ascension.
With Bill, yeah.
Well, Bill was intimately familiar with all of this, so we had conversations about this a lot.
Yeah, so she's heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Thank you, Annie.
So that's coming. So it's going to change everything. So again, I like to say stand in truth and I also like that you equated truth with love, Michelle, because there is that relationship. So, and that is, I think, a core stability that will guide us through the change. So everyone you love, keep that, increase that, expand that if you can, because I think that's our way forward. Because nothing's going to look the way it does now. I would say, in a year's time?
Oh, Andy? Not at all.
Nothing's going to look the way it does now.
It's going to be Jetsons.
In a year? Really?
I say so, yeah.
It's going to move pretty fast. I think it's happening pretty fast.
I have to admit, I don't like change.
You don't? You don't? You don't like
change?
But you do, actually, you do, because you're gregarious and you're an outgoing person. You like to meet new people, so you do like change.
Oh, yeah, I like that. But I don't like to have to, with the website, for example, I just, you learn one thing and then it's something else and something else and something else.
Oh, for sure.
It's my cell phone. It's like, okay, I thought I mastered my cell phone. No, there's, just everything, that kind of change.
Technical change.
Text. Yeah. Vincent gets to hear mine.
because I want to stay up on it, but it's going
It's
too
going to be tough.
fast.
It's going to be tough. It's going to get faster and faster.
Mhm.
It's going to be tough. But again, stay in tune with truth and love. You make it through.
Yes.
I'm taking a 10 course study of completely spiritual AI right now. I love it.
Oh,
I do love to learn and I love to explore. So if I were to sum up myself, I'm an explorer. So it's
yes.
almost like an addiction.
Well, guess what? I love chat. I like the GPT.
See, it's fun.
I've never said it in I just worry is where I just wonder if that's the tool that will be used for controlling
Oh,
people.
for sure. I mean, there's a both and to it, for sure.
But if we get smart
Mhm.
and we know what, the good part of it or you want to know your enemy.
Right. So I don't think we can taboo it because it's here, whether we like it or not. I think we have to learn how to work with.
Yeah.
Yes, Vincent? I can feel the wheels in your head turning right now.
Oh,
Well, oh no, I was going to say something, but would involve dropping a name. So I was thinking maybe not. Or I don't know if I can generally say this. Well, I can generally. Okay. This is going to also date us a little bit, but because it's going to talk about now. The current administration has a position called the Office of Science and Technology Director.
Mhm.
This director in April of 2024 said the following quote. Oh no, I was going to quote it exactly. I think I messed it up a little bit. All right, this is going to be an approximate quote. He said, "We now have the ability to manipulate time and space."
Mhm.
Unquote.
Yes.
That's where we're going.
But
Yes.
they've been doing that. Look at Brookhaven Labs. They've been doing that stuff for freaking 70 years.
It's true.
True, but that's been hidden. He said this
Yes.
in public.
Cool. But look,
Yeah,
how
now we're pretty
represents
brazen now.
That
Yeah,
represents a new frontier when you got somebody from the White House
that is
saying,
true.
this is happening
That is
now.
true.
like
With
prepare.
no shame at all. Just here it is. Yeah, true.
Well, I mean, how do you tell people? I mean, how do you do it except to say it? We're just finally at a time now when you talk about the ascension energies where we can finally say things. Finally. Yay. I mean, look at how hard Bill fought, for gosh sake,
He did a lot.
Yeah.
He did a lot to move this forward. He did a lot. And I think that time is going to come where people are going to do a retrospective to show how much he helped move things forward.
Oh, I mean, a statesman. I would classify him as a statesman for sure. And you were right by his side.
Yeah, I'm honored to have known him and to have been married to him.
And witnessed.
And our children, the boys, the Dolly's with me still. Hopefully she's not still sleeping. I tend to wake her up. She watches TV. I know it's terrible. She's a happy girl though. But the boys, Matthew, Stephen, and Chris, they're so brilliant. They're so smart. It's crazy.
Yay.
I go,
So do you feel like they're continuing his work? I mean, I know the neutral,
oh yes,
but
yes.
as far as the exposés and the espousing, the so much of what he brought to the world, are they doing that too?
Well, they're all in different ways.
Mhm.
The wonderful thing about them is they're all believers. No, Matthew's, I don't know what Matthew he is, but he isn't. So we won't go there. I don't know that, he is, but he's off in his own thing and his own stuff. But as far as like you mean with NutriMedical, because they have the memory of their dad, well, all three boys do. Chris stayed with Bill and I up till he passed away. He didn't move out until a month later, so he's lived with us.
Wow.
When he went to university, Burbank in Los Angeles and stuff, he was gone, but he was back home on the weekends.
Wow.
So he's always been close to his dad.
Is he the baby of the family?
Yes, he is. Well, Kelsey is, but he's the baby
of the boys. Okay.
And it's just amazing to me. He can remember everything that Bill says. I'll say something. You see how Dad said blah blah blah. So he knows the products really well and the protocols. So he's putting together protocols, but Christopher he competes in jujitsu too, right? Besides his job. And he's actually very much into AI, has a degree in computers, and he can actually code as well. But I'm excited for what he's doing with it. But when he does a protocol, he will incorporate what you should be doing physically according to your age, your size, according to the person, because he's a license in California as a personal trainer. So he's got the physical part of it, which I agree with him is very important. To be physically in shape is important to.
Well, I'm definitely going to go ahead and send that Sherry Edwards interview to you, because I think with everything both you have talked about and what he's into, I think it would be a really nice addendum to what he's doing, because what I love the last question I asked her was if you could ideally have what you want with this, and it was that this would be part of the protocol when somebody goes for a wellness checkup to the doctor, that they get their lab work, they get their physical, and they get their voice tested and assessed.
Wow.
So that you can tell. She, one of the kids she talked about was a kid that was like cerebral palsy or something, I think he had, and he drooled so severely, and how traumatic it was for him to be in public. And she healed his drooling, because she could work with his voice and figure out what was askew within him to heal his drooling. The last interview I did was unbelievable. It was a child that was so severely autistic, so bad, and he had 4 siblings, and what the mother endured as a single mother, because the father was abusive and not in their lives in a good way at all, and how far someone like he has come, and they are believers like you, and he was able to read minds. So there's a documentary that Vincent turned me on to called the Spellers documentary, that taught autistic kids they could tap letters and speak what's going on inside them. And found out that since he was born, since birth, he was able to read people's minds. So there's like this beautiful, 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 genius, accomplished spiritual statesman within these bodies that are completely imprisoned. And he's going to college, and they wrote a book called A Bit of Heaven. You just want to hug both of them. And just even the energy I felt afterwards, because I asked questions of him for him to answer. He didn't show his face because he was supposed to, but he fell asleep or something. But he answered these questions, and literally, when I connected to him after that interview was over energetically, his energy was so profoundly beautiful. Like I just kept getting these waves from him of who he was. And that's aspects of what you guys are talking about that you brought forward too. It's just a different version of it, that we have so much of that out here. I guess I would sum everything up by what we've talked about today, is that's what's happening in our world. We have all this ascension components of people that are statesmen, stateswomen, that are bringing all their different gifts that are coming together, really kind of like a tapestry or a mosaic. That's what I think is going to save our world. That's what I think is going to happen here. Yeah.
Beautifully said. I have to, I've written it down, but you're going to be in touch with me with it, Sherry Edwards, right? That's
yes, I'll send you that interview. It's a beautiful interview.
Is she a psychologist, or what is her background?
Whose background? Sherry's?
Yeah.
She's really kind of done that since she had a daughter that injured herself really badly in the Appalachian arena, in that bad area.
It's just a gift that she's using.
Yeah, because she was so tuned in from being as a child with nothing around but nature sounds, and her auditory gifts were such a part of who she was. She really tapped into that ability, really kind of like what you're talking about in a different way, because you're saying that you can read so much about somebody from their voice and how important voices are to you. So hers was just a step further, and then she designed a lot of software systems and everything out there to be able to now really go really, really far with, like, she told me at the end, when after we got off the recording, you know, what was happening within me that I needed to do. She could just tell already from my voice, because she ran something on me when we were talking. And so it's that much of a neat program that's out there. And Vincent, I'd love hearing that you're going to do something like that. But it was like, I think it was like 4,000 for us to do it. That's why both Kathy and I couldn't do it. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'll definitely bring that. So gosh, I don't need to ask these because you're just in such a good space of who you are.
Oh,
What
take that
role
as a
does love,
compliment. Thank you.
what
You
role
too,
does
Lisa.
love, not sentimentality, but lived love play in sustaining long-term change? Because you did long-term lived love, you and Bill.
We did. What's the question?
I probably read it too fast. Me and Mike.
Either that or we're slow, Vincent. You're just say it all over again.
Oh, I can't find it. It's okay.
But basically, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's just really understanding the importance of long-term love. Like you guys, like when you really look at the life of a love relationship like you guys had, like how far reaching that relationship really goes. Like in all the ways that you guys have touched people, continue to touch people, have sent it through your children, but also sent it through your clients. I mean, there's just so many ways, but you guys had a long-term lived love. It wasn't just.
Yeah. And it's funny, like the NutriMedical family, you're familiar with it, Vincent, right? You kind of like,
Yes.
You're one of the NutriMedical family.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the NutriMedical family didn't die with Bill. That's still there. And like I will talk every day to people that I'm close to, just because of the show and who Bill was and everything. Like just when we talk, right? It's like we've known each other for a long, long time, isn't it? And then we did share some special things, which were,
Yes, we
if
have.
you wanted to share that, maybe that's for a different show,
Maybe.
perhaps. So I don't know what my point would be on that, other than
It's just the effects of lived love that's a long-term. You guys had long-term. I mean,
but we loved our NutriMedical family too, which is crazy. When we say we love you, at the end, NutriMedical family, we love you. It's not like cliche, we love you. No, we do. We do. We do. We do.
It has
We do
meaning.
still.
Yes.
It had meaning. It was something that you could call Bill anytime, day and night, anytime. And he was there at night, people. He never turned off his phone.
did he wake up in the middle of the night and talk to people?
Sometimes, yes, sometimes. He didn't need much sleep. Like I need a good 7 hours every night. He functioned really well.
Yeah.
So little sleep.
I mean, I definitely have met people that are like that. So if
Yeah.
you could leave one guiding question for the next generation, what would it be?
A question would be, I give them more of a command. Know and love your God with all your heart. And then from there, everything will work. It's the most important thing.
Felt and received, right?
Yeah.
Vincent? Felt and received.
Indeed.
I felt that. So looking back, what did you misunderstand about relationships, freedom, or purpose when you were younger? Like, were you always optimistic as a child? That's so cool.
I just was, I don't know if it's because of my dad, the fun I had, and growing up without much money is a good thing. That's a really good thing. I would never do that any different. Like I love kids so much that when I was 10 years old, I would babysit for free. So when I'm 11, I have lots of good jobs babysitting. To this day, I love kids. Kids, you just see.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, they're best, the best.
Yeah. Yeah. So You know,
Well,
with Richard will see me with his granddaughter. She's now 2, but I'm to this day, I'm the only one that she has to babysit her because of not because of how great I am or something, but you know that you can feel a child's love.
mhm.
It's there, and you share with them, and it just comes so clean and so pure and
I
so
love them.
sweet. Yeah,
I
just
love
so
them.
sweet.
They're just so
But
freaking fun. I love it.
yeah, and fun.
But
Yes.
I guess one of the things I have heard recently is that our children are really, really hurting from the public school system. They literally
Oh,
don't know how to
yes.
read or write at all,
Yes.
at all.
My grandchildren are in Christian school and in a school that's not going to give them all that garbage.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know
Or
what.
charter schools. Charter schools are good too.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that.
I don't either because the public school system has failed us, and I don't know if this administration is going to make, that much difference.
Yeah, I just don't know if we have the, I mean, it's going to be time, but this is something that's going to need time. But from
And then
what
the
I
state,
understand, the actual educational system's going to collapse and everybody's going to be taught and not trained, but taught at home. We really are going to go more to homeschool. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I've heard.
nowadays that could work because of the
Yeah.
access with AI and everything else. I guess it could. I tried homeschooling
Did
6
you?
months. Oh my gosh, it was dreadful. I have boys, 3 boys.
Well,
I
that, I
don't.
mean, that was that you were right at the brink of the earliness of it too. I mean, now everybody, uses other resources. They have somebody that supports teaching math or there's just a lot more
Yeah,
to come. It's
that's
really
right,
hard.
because it's more electronic and you have, well, maybe they sit and have somebody else, but I did it for 6 months and then I was so blessed to find charter schools.
Yeah, I
And
love
from there
charter
on in
schools.
charter schools, because Christian schools often charge too much, right? They charge too much for, the average person can't do it and swing it, especially if you have 4 kids. So yeah, the charter schools stepped up. In fact, Richard has, in the city that he lives in, has 6 charter schools.
Wow. Wow.
So, so
Wow.
I say he thinks that Bill sent him for me,
Oh,
and that Susan, his wife that died of cancer, that that it's
that's
not
kind of
special.
neat.
Yeah, it is kind of
And
neat.
how
He
do you
really
feel about
is.
that? How do you feel about his thoughts
It
that Bill
seems
sent
that
him for
way.
you?
There's a lot of things that I go, gosh, are you sure you're not Bill? He's just so much like that way. And then my son say, "You have a type, Mom. For sure, you have a type. You just replace Dad with exactly the same person."
Well, I really thought as soon as my husband and then a really close friend client passed away like 2 months later, and we honestly can see them being at the gates, like greeting everybody and being ambassadors.
Yes.
Like there's no if buts
Yeah.
about it. They're probably well, Bill was years earlier, but
Yeah.
I just know them well enough to know. And
Yeah.
that when we get there, they're gonna go, oh, here's where you go for this, here's where you go for that. Like totally, like okay, got it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah. Well,
What do you
thank
think
you very
about?
much. I'm going to go ahead and do our little closing today. As we come
Oh,
close to the close of this conversation, I invite you to take a moment and feel into what has shifted within you through this interview that we brought to you today. Relationships are sacred mirrors, reflecting back the parts of us that are ready to be seen, healed, and expanded. Every connection carries information. Every trigger carries intelligence. Every moment of love, whether soft or challenging, is an invitation into deeper embodiment. And perhaps the most important truth to remember is this: you are not evolving in isolation. You are evolving through relationship, through the courage to be seen, the willingness to stay present, and the devotion to meet yourself again and again at deeper levels of truth. So as you move forward from this space, I invite you to ask yourself, where am I being called to show up more fully in my relationships? Where is there an opportunity for deeper honesty, deeper presence, and deeper love? Because the way you relate is the way you evolve. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for walking this path of conscious connection. And we ask that you like, subscribe, and share this interview today because I think it can reach a lot of people that are ready to hear. And Michelle, would you like to share your website and ways you can be reached?
Oh, yes. Gosh. Oh, that's important. Yeah, the website is NutriMedical.com, and that's NutriMedical.com. And there's all contacts are on there for email, phone. And if you listen to this and you want to call the number that's on NutriMedical.com, I am here a lot lately. So I'll anyone that wants to speak to me, I'll talk to you. There's no one on the planet that can say, no, I won't talk to you. Everybody, anybody. It's because everybody has something to say. Everybody
Yay.
has something.
And it's so important to listen and to witness people.
Yeah.
It's key right now.
Mhm.
Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I definitely will send you that Sherry Edwards video. And Vincent, thank you so much for being a part of this. We way appreciate it, and I feel it's been great. And I know that Bill is hopefully giving some check marks to
He's right here. That's why I keep showing you the picture.
I know,
He
that's
is
so
here.
great.
It's not just a picture. that's Daddy
Well,
B.
hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
We love you.
That was his name, Daddy B.
I
Because
love
that puts this whole person together. He's Daddy B, and he called me Mommy Mishi.
Well, Michelle and Annie, as always, it is an honor. It is an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to be here today. I so enjoyed it. I could do
Yay.
5 hours. But
Yay, yay.
we'll see you again.
All righty. Thank you very, very much.
Sure.